Welcome to the Fit to Talk podcast.
You just found the #1 health and fitness podcast for performers, and you're listening to a guest episode during which we discuss the realities of a career in the performing arts with the people who are fit to talk about them.
Yeah, and if you like what we do, then please leave us a review or on Spotify, click that follow button.
Also, if you like our meaningful, helpful, and accurate information, and you want to be coached by us, then maybe Fit to Perform is for you.
Yeah, it might be. So go check it out on our website, fit-2.co.uk, and on our Instagram, Fit to Perform West End.
Moving on, we have an incredible guest for you today.
Yes, we do. What a superstar.
Yes, and what a nice guy.
What a lovely guy. Great guy. And he's a big NFL fan, which we didn't even talk about on the podcast, which was...
Yeah, crazy.
Crazy.
You discovered when he left.
Yeah, considering he was wearing an NFL top, I probably should have spoken about it at some point. But these are other things.
For the people who don't care about the NFL, you managed to spare them.
Yeah. You could have listened to us chat about NFL, except I'm doing it now. But no, so today's guest is an absolute superstar. He won Mamma Mia, I Have a Dream. He's currently starring in Mamma Mia in the West End until October as Sky. He's also previously appeared in Heathers the Musical, was in the This Is Me UK tour, the Strictly tour. Also did West Side Story, Sleeping Beauty, and lots of other stuff. He is a lovely, lovely guy.
Yeah, genuinely always nice when people come in and they're actually, they seem like an absolute legend.
Yeah.
So when you go, we'd hang out with them. Yeah. Absolutely here for that. So please enjoy the terrifically talented Tobias Turley.
Ooh.
Came from a camping trip this morning,
nice.
And I was just listening to loads of the podcasts on repeat, like a few different ones. Yeah,
Where were you camping? Question one.
Down in Dulverton in Devon.
Dulverton. Okay, where's Dulverton?
It's by.
If you say
it's
Devon,
in the middle of Buttfuck nowhere. Yeah, Devon.
It's in Devon.
I don't know.
Okay,
Just funny as well. I've been there. My family goes with 7 other families every year, and we've done it for like 17 years now.
What?
Yeah, and this is the first time I've been able to go in a couple of years, which is really nice. And I still don't know where it is.
So wait, for 17 years you've been going to this same place?
Yeah, the exact same place, yeah.
Wow,
You don't know where it is?
No, Dulverton.
Somewhere in Devon.
I got the train to Tiverton, if that's any help.
Tiverton Parkway.
that's right.
See, to me that sounded like another made-up place.
What a station.
Brilliant station.
Well done, Tiverton.
Tiverton and Dulverton, these are made up.
Tiverton Parkway.
I could not tell you anywhere else around that area.
They sound like something I'd find in a Rudyard Kipling book.
Tiverton Parkway.
Yeah, like
It does sound a little bit made up, doesn't it?
7 families goes there to camp.
It's a bit culty, isn't it?
Well, it depends what you do when you're there, really.
Yeah,
if
you
you're
don't
like
wanna know.
sacrificing people to.
You don't want to know.
So you've just come back now?
Yeah, this morning.
Oh, dedication. Did you listen to any guest episodes?
I did. I listened to Luke Bayer at work the other day.
Nice.
And then I listened to Jodie Steele on the way up.
Oh,
The new release.
fresh, brand new.
New release.
Brand new today.
And Kerry Ellis.
Lovely people.
Lovely. Great selection.
Incredible
Well done.
people.
We love all of those people. Glorious. And now you're on the list.
I know. Why?
Straight on that list.
Why not? I mean, let's start off at the beginning. First of all, we do, if you've listened to those episodes and you know, we do a whole thing called Liar Liar, where we would love it if at some point during this episode, you could try and tell us a lie without us. Well, I suppose we're going to try and guess it anyway.
My brain instantly goes just absolutely wild ones. And I'm like, they'll probably get that straight away.
But we won't guess till the end.
No.
Okay.
So I appreciate a wild one.
Yeah, I think it's more fun.
Yeah.
Especially if it's a red herring.
It's about a red herring.
Yeah. And some of the stuff I was really into, Toby Tobias, just which one for this?
Yeah,
on the way in, he was saying that it's Tobias professionally.
Fun.
Yeah.
So whilst we will write Tobias as the name of the episode.
Yeah.
We will refer to you as Toby.
To be really
It's
serious.
the same person. It's the same person.
Just if anyone's confused. If they're confused
Nobody
by that.
panic. It's all right.
So do you think you can slip in a lie at some
I
point?
would try my best. Yes.
Fantastic. Again, as Bobby is very fond of saying, about half the guests forget.
I'd say more than half.
Yeah, maybe, yeah. It's possible.
Yeah.
It's possible. They just become too engaging. Who knows? So hit us. How does the story of Toby/Tobias Turley's life begin?
Yeah, well, I grew up in Somerset, so very, very quiet little town in Somerset Village, maybe even. And I always grew up doing acting and performing. Like my parents were quite into it. And so I think I went along with them just so they didn't have to get a babysitter sometimes. And I think that's kind of just started, you know, I think I did like Dick Whittington was like the first thing I ever did as a little rat. That's a fun story, actually. And I'll quickly tell that one. I was too scared of the guy who played the king rat. And so I did one show and then I refused to go in and I stayed at home with my nan.
I absolutely love that. I quite like that about pantos, like when they have to go, okay, this might be a bit scary. I think it's like a good thing for kids.
They were spot on.
Yeah. How did you get over that then?
Oh, I didn't. It was years of trauma. Yeah. I didn't perform for years.
And how do you feel about rats now?
Yeah.
Actually, I hate them.
Do
you? Hate them.
We are unpicking something here.
I know, God.
Do you remember who the actor was?
Oh, God, no. It was at Eddington Village Hall.
Love a Village Hall.
Love a Village Hall. And I rember, I think Luke said in his episode, actually, it was like, the hall was at that point in my life like the biggest thing ever. And I was like, yeah, I'm performing at the Village Hall at the weekend. It's no big deal. In like year one, it's like, that's all right, guys.
Yeah.
I'll remember you.
Showing up in the newsletter. You're like, yeah, that's right. I'm in the newsletter.
The Polden Post. It's all right, guys.
And if you had a picture in your local.
Yeah.
So I never had, because I grew up in Cardiff, right? So like getting in the newspaper in Cardiff was like quite difficult.
Yeah, that's quite a challenge.
Like it wasn't like a local.
That's quite like a big city though. Like there's probably, I'd say in the 5 villages around me, there's probably about 400 people.
Whoa.
Maybe, I might be overshooting that. There's not many.
Okay, so obviously you don't have experience of growing up in any other version of it, but what was that like? What was growing up with so few people around?
I absolutely loved it. And it was a big shift moving to the city. Well, I moved to Guildford first, which was a nice middle step, but yeah, I loved it because I spent every waking hour as a kid outside because there was just fields upon fields everywhere and we had 2 dogs and it was just the best thing ever. I would not change it for the world.
Wow. So what did you do in those fields? What was your time spent? You weren't Theresa Maying this, right? You
no, galloping through the cornfields. No, it was just me and my friends would take a football out and we'd just spend hours kicking a football or just tennis balls and just anything you could lob at each other, really. And that's really it. It was really just a simple upbringing. Yeah. Like your dogs and your friends and your parents. That was pretty much it. And then obviously when I grew up a little bit more, it was when I could drive, it was a bit easier because the buses came like every 2 hours or so. So if you missed a bus, you were screwed.
Yeah.
Like you wouldn't be making any of the plans. And sometimes the buses didn't even turn up.
Okay.
You'd be like, okay, well, great. So that made it a little bit easier. Then you can go in and see your friends. We did a bit more then, but yeah, it was just a very simple upbringing. It was lovely.
So when you were chatting about the panto that you did, was it like local Amdram productions?
Oh yeah,
at the time. And so were you still doing that then up in those sort of later teen years?
Yeah, I just did like all the Amdram ones when I was younger, and then I started doing probably, I don't know how you call it. I joined a few companies when I was like 13 or 14. So I did Joseph and I did a load of shows with my dance school. So we did Cats and then Barnum, and I did like a handful of shows before I eventually decided that this was probably what I wanted to do. Because I decided pretty late, I think. I decided just turning 17, so like the age you need to start applying for the drama schools. And yeah, so I just did a few of the shows, and then, like I said, I'd always end up doing one with my dad because he was a big man in Somerset.
Yeah.
He would always get called in if they need a bass baritone.
I love that your parents did that as well too.
Yeah, and then mum kind of, she still does it now. She directed a load. Like she directed Summer Holiday, Annie, Bugsy Malone, ? And I think I did all of those just, so yeah, I think I really got it from them. And then I think, I decided I wanted to do this and I went and did it.
I always have this fear when anyone says they did Joseph.
Yes.
Because did you do like a local production of Joseph, or were you one of the kids in the touring one?
Oh, no. This was a very local production. Okay. This was at Strode Theatre in Street, if anyone knows that. And yeah, it was problematic, to say the least. Like, I have to tan for Mamma Mia, but they tanned me back then. And I was like 16. And I found some photos the other day, and they are not good. So I do not condone that at all. But like that show, I played Joseph in that, and that was like the first time I played like a proper lead role as a kid. And then I did one of the roles in Cats, and then Barnum, and it was kind of those 3 shows that I always say like made me realize that that's what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
Rather than anything else, because it was either like when I grew up, I was very sporty and I was very theatrical. Yeah, let's say that. And it was either one of the two, and for the longest while, it was always sports. Because I played 2 to a very high level, and I was like, oh, I'm probably better at that, so I could probably do that. But then those 3 shows, I think, you know what, I find a bit more passion and kind of, I think it was better for me to do those. Yeah. Like that's where I belonged in that kind of industry.
Maybe for expression too, but you can't skip over which sports.
Yeah, which sports?
So I played handball for England.
What? Handball is intense.
Yeah, that's full out.
And it was when I went to secondary school, my tutor was the PE teacher, and he said, like, we want to start doing handball. Like, I've done a whole course on it. I love it. And so I started in year 7, and then just started with the school, and then played for the school, and then played for Somerset, and then got scouted to go play for the Southwest. And then after a couple of years of doing that, me and one of my really good friends to this day, Henry, me and him got scouted. So we went and trained with England for a bit, and then went to a couple of tournaments, and then it was great. I loved it. But then it got to a point where I was like, it's either that or drama school, and I went the drama school route. Yeah. And then the other one was swimming. I used to swim a lot. I trained like 8 times a week.
Wow.
Like in the mornings, in the evenings. Went to a few like national competitions with that. And then I gave that up to do handball, and then handball for GSM.
What I find really fascinating, Ryan, I wonder if this is an accurate thing. Mm-hmm. Like anybody that I know who has done sport at that level, at that age, one of the things that you had to have to get to that point was crazy discipline.
Yeah.
Right. Like you had to go and do that 8 times a week.
Yeah.
And you had to do all the other stuff that you were doing for handball in order to even have the opportunity to do that. And then you tend to go into like performing arts where until you're at drama school, what usually happens is people are like, I can do a bit of singing and I can do a bit of dancing. Or, there are exceptions, like people who do dance competitions, like, nowadays it's like, you're all in on this thing. Like, I understand. But that transferable skill, like sometimes people go, okay, I can apply this work ethic to performing. And other times they go, I don't need to apply that work ethic. And this is way easier. Like, which kind of camp did you sit in that?
I think the first one, I think especially with the handball, you had to be very disciplined because it was at such a high level. And the coaches, although we were like 16, 17, 18, weren't messing about because they were like, this is their goal to get us to win tournaments and to do all that. And so, I became very disciplined and very like, I got that mindset, whereas if I'm doing this to the best of my ability. And I think that definitely transferred over to drama school, which was good because I was way more confident at handball than I was at drama school. Like I wasn't fully, like when I was there, I wasn't entirely certain that I was good enough to do it. So I was like, this discipline needs to happen so I can get better. Mm-hmm. Which was tough because it's a very different style of learning and a very different style of training as well. But it definitely helped because I had to put the hours in because when I got there, I was like, I'm pretty good. And then I saw the 35 other people in my year and I was like, whoa, I'm not as good as I think I am. Yeah. I'm lucky to be here. I need to put some work in. It's only 3 years as well. You need to make use of those 3 years.
I love that. I feel like that's a similar position that I in a rock company. Like, I'm terrible compared to these people. Yeah. Like, what the hell happened here? And then you spend a while going, okay, now we know more about like learning methods and teaching methods and stuff like that. Like you've gone from 2 things that would be very, very clear about what you were trying to learn and how you were going to achieve that through to learning methods that are a little more hard to pin down. And quite often they'll be like, you're not allowed to know the outcome until you've tried to achieve it or even achieved it sometimes. And then you're like, that can be really jarring for some people who come from that kind of background. How did you find that? So I'm being really specific.
No, I love it.
It's oddly niche drama school questions.
Again, I thought I would have the capacity to deal with it, but I think it was still a bit of a shock to the system because, like I said, I wasn't as good at performing as I was at handball or the sports. So the fact that I was getting so much thrown at me in such a different, I've lost all my words, in such a different capacity, like it was such a different thing. My body was a little bit like, whoa, I'm not quite sure how to deal with this. But the intensity of it and like how much work you had to put in, I loved. I think that really kept me going.
Yeah.
Because at GSA, we were busy. Like it was like 8:30 till 6 every day. And then I went to like extra classes in the evening. So I'd get home at like 8 as well. But yeah, I think without that mentality, I would have found it a lot harder.
Yeah. I love that you went to extra classes. What did you do? If you don't mind
I did
asking.
the extra dance classes.
Yeah.
Because I went to a dance school, but I think in my first year, I was like, I'm a singer-actor, which heavily changed. I hated my singing voice while I was at GSA. So I was like, I'm going to go to these classes because they had a load. GSA were great. They had like, I think it was like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. There was like 3 different classes every night you could go to.
Wow. We did not have that on mine. I wish we did.
Which was really good. So I just went to a load of like jazz or tap classes or contemporary classes just to push myself out there a little bit more.
Yeah.
Because you don't get an amazing amount of dance at GSA. You do when I was there, you did 2 hours every morning. But then I know at Lane, they did like 4 hours a day or something. So I was like, maybe I should try and keep up with that a little bit.
It depends what your skill set is when you go in and what you want your skill set to be when you come out, right? So, and also what level you're at in each of those things. Like somebody who's at a decent level of dance going into GSA might be fine with 2 hours to improve. But like if I was going in, I'd need to be doing those extra hours.
I went to a lot of the tap ones. I went to a lot of the tap ones because I'd never tapped before I went to GSA. So I was bottom set tap in first year. And I was like, I don't want to end my 3 years in bottom set tap.
Yeah.
So I'm going to push myself through.
Yeah. And did you succeed?
I was in top set tap by the end of third year.
Get that top set tap.
And I tell you what, actually, that is one of my fondest memories of GSA. When I, towards graduation, we finished classes and all we had to do was go back and graduate. I emailed one of the dance teachers, Joe Prowse, who, I've said this to his face as well, he was one of the best things about GSA for me. Like, he is the teacher I remember most fondly because I learned so much from him. But he was my teacher in bottom set tap. And then he taught me in top set tap, that's hard to say, in third year with like a few other teachers. And I messaged him and I was like, look, without you, I wouldn't have been there. I connected with you so well. And then I got put in the tap number in the showcase at the end of the year. And yeah, he messaged me. He was like, hey, dude, it's all down to you. Like, you put in the work. And he said he mentioned to his partner at the time about me, like, seeing my progression. And that was really sweet because he was really lovely to me. And it was nice to see that it got noticed a little bit.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was quite a big thing for me, just to do that progression in 3 years and make it into a tap number with, there was like 8 of us.
Yeah.
I was like, hell yeah.
Also, I think it's such a good lesson for people that you're like, oh, when you turn up and you're in bottom set, you're like, a lot of people would go, oh, I'm never going to be a tapper then.
Yeah.
So I'll do the tap classes and I'll focus on the other things. When it's a lovely example of being able to go, no, if you can do this, like you just need to apply yourself in the same way as you would to anything else and go, what do I need in order to improve? It shows a lovely work ethic.
Yeah, it's a lovely work ethic because I think there is that idea. You're in there for 3 years and you want to make the most of that time. I was talking to a friend the other day and he's teaching at a college. I won't say which one at the moment, but he was like, mate, I've been here since like 9 this morning, and it was like mid-afternoon. He was like, not a single person has turned up to any of my lessons. And I think, what? Madness, I know. Madness.
What college gives you the option?
I don't know.
Exactly.
We would get bollocked if we didn't turn up.
Exactly. But and I think that work ethic is such a huge thing to then bring into the industry. Like once you then transfer that into being in shows, into dealing with that kind of the situation where, hey, maybe stuff's not going right, you're not getting seen for stuff. Like when you've still got that work ethic that you've developed and you've nurtured at college, like that just sets you up so well for the rest of the time.
Because people, They used to say this at drama school, right? Where they'd say, because where I went to Central, right?
Yeah.
And at the time, if you were 1 second late, the teacher would literally be looking at the clock to start. And the second it started, if you rocked up after that point, they were like out and you were home for the whole day.
We got that as well.
So it's the same. Yeah. And they'd say, and it was for industry, purposes that like it teaches you can't be late to an audition, can't be late to a show. And whilst you probably can't do that now for mental health reasons, I'm not sure, but they do have a point. Like if you're late to warm up, you're not meant to be able to do the show.
Yeah, you're not meant to, but...
But the reality is, it depends on the profile of the person in question.
Yeah.
Like, if you're famous, then you can turn up whenever you want.
Yeah. Just whenever's best for you.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Before your scene would be good.
Don't worry about the half. The half's fine.
Just before beginners would be great.
Yeah, beginners is ideal.
So we can all relax a
as long
little
as we
bit.
know you're on the way. It's
Because
fine.
you've been an understudy, right? So like that moment of like, is the person on or not?
Yeah.
Like, am I
The stress.
Just like tell me if I'm on. That's why, like at the very least, especially on those shows when they're like, you need to let us know you're off by 2:00.
Yeah.
You're like,
please.
Okay, well, my car's broken down and it's 2 hours for the show.
I have such a thing about timings. I don't know what it is. Like I really stress about being late. So more often than not, like even today, I will rock up about half an hour before I'm needed, and I'll just sit there and I'll get so bored. For like auditions as well. I'll be sat in an audition room for literally like half an hour. I'm like, why have I done this? But it's 'cause I'm so scared about being late.
That is bold for the audition one.
That is bold, yeah. I like to be early for shows. I like to be early for rehearsals. Not everything. I do not like to be early for auditions. Never like to be early.
I don't like it.
It's awful.
But generally, I think now I've kind of worked out the audition rooms. I'm like, oh, there's a prep just around the corner of umbrella rooms, or there's a.
I think you just messaged me from there the other day.
Absolutely. And this is because I'm like you. I need to be within 2 minutes of the place by foot about half an hour before.
Yeah.
At the very least. If it's after half an hour, I start getting stressed. So I'll probably be there about 40 minutes beforehand. That means I'll be in that prep and you will see other people going in. And you'll be like, I know you. Like, what are you in for? Yeah. You're like, okay, cool. It's the same thing that I'm trying to avoid in the bloody room anyway.
Yeah.
So now I just have to not go to preps.
Just hear people warming up in prep. That's what you're going to hear now.
Yeah. You do see that in the toilets. I've heard someone singing in the toilet. By the umbrella rooms one.
I've got $1 million idea about stuff like that, but I'm not going to say it on the podcast. I'll tell you later.
Okay.
I'm excited for this idea.
I genuinely think this is really good, by the way.
You should do it. I immediately know you should do it.
100% do it.
Well,
It's I've got 2 business ideas. I'll tell you one of them, because one of them's hilarious.
I'm already in.
I'm sold. Fine.
One of my favourite things ever is cheese and beans.
Okay.
Baked beans and cheese, okay.
Yeah.
So I would have a restaurant called Cheens, Cheans, and it'd be kind of like Subway. You'd get everything you want, but it would just always come with cheese and beans. And so you walk along the station, you could have like a toasty, a jacket potato, I don't know, 2 options of cheese.
The 2 things that you have with cheese and beans. Toast.
On a pizza, toast. And then you have your beans, you could choose your cheese. Do you have it in the oven?
And you could choose it nowadays. You could choose the type of beans that you'd want. You get like fancy.
Well, don't have to go borderline haricot beans. We can go, whatever.
Yeah.
Black-eyed beans. I've thought about it a lot.
Yeah, you really
haricot
have.
beans are the baked beans.
Okay, there we go.
I assumed that, but I did not know it in
Yeah,
advance. When you said it, I was like,
I've done the research.
that is some knowledge.
There you go.
And beans and cheese cost effective. So,
it is.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Unless you're getting like a Gruyere cheese involved.
Well, I think we'd have a premier option, yeah.
Yeah. You have to.
But we'd have like vegan
Plus
cheese. You'd have whatever. You'd have butter as well. Oh, I think there's something there.
And beans, you can sell it as a protein option for vegetarians and vegans as well. Like high protein cheese as well.
Oh, God.
Protein
Now
cheese.
all I want is a jacket potato with cheese and beans.
Come down to cheese.
Come down the cheese.
Okay. What goes first, the cheese or the beans?
Oh, there is a correct answer.
Okay, hang on. The only time cheese goes first is if you're going cheese, beans, cheese.
I think that's correct.
Unless, then it's beans, cheese.
Yeah, correct.
Acceptable.
You
want
think
a
it's
job
the
at
other one, don't
Cheese?
you?
No.
I would like a job at Cheese.
You want in?
I don't know why
I'm
you'd
ready
ever
to invest. Let's go.
I don't know why you'd put cheese under the beans unless you were just going
Because
double
it
cheese.
melts. In like a jacket potato, it would melt into the potato.
There's quite a substantial amount of people who think it should be cheese first and then beans.
Those people
I think they're
are
wrong.
They should.
If you're not putting cheese on the top, then get out.
Yeah.
Get out
Cheese has to be on top.
I think you're right. The only acceptable way is if you're also...
If you're sandwiching the beans with
You
cheese.
can go different cheeses. Different
Okay,
cheese
yeah,
on the
yeah,
bottom.
okay.
Then
Like red
beans.
Leicester on the bottom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then just like a nice mature cheddar on top.
I'm having flashbacks to
sold.
like secondary school when you had like cookery classes and they were like, we're going to make a pizza. And I was like, I'm going to put 4 layers on a pizza.
First cookery lesson I ever had, we made cheese twists, and I left them in my locker for about 7 weeks. And when I came back, they had multiplied. They were furry and moving. The locker stunk. Oh my God, it was bad.
Cheese twist.
Cheese is trademarked, so no one's allowed that.
Can't take cheese.
Relatively affordable to trademark things.
It's not trademarked.
You should trademark that before this goes
Copyright
out.
infringement.
You've got a couple of months, but then
You got time.
set up that business. Put it right next to the theatre. So you can be like,
Oh God, that'd be so good in between shows. A little cheese.
it's probably a decent
Want to go down Cheens? Yeah, okay. Yeah, Cheens.
cheeky
Cheeky cheese.
Cheeky
Done.
Cheens.
stealing Nando's. Chicken Nando's.
Cheeky cheese.
So, yes, then you went to GSA.
What
did we say about
That
tangents?
was a beautiful tangent.
we were like, we love tangents. They're more interesting. Nah, back to the.
We're doing a podcast.
What happened post GSA? Like the whole joyous bit of everybody going like, how do I get an agent? Like showcase.
Yeah.
Go. What happened for you?
So I was very lucky. My first show was Titanic in GSA, and I played the Barrett. And then I got a few emails from that, and then we had it was called Agent Day at GSA, where you pick 3 songs, and obviously it was during COVID, so it was all on Zoom. So there was like just a Zoom screen with like 60 agents on it, and they're kind of hide away.
Did they all have their cameras off or on?
I actually can't remember. The screen was actually quite far away, so it was almost like
fine.
just like this camera here. I'd be standing here and I'd just sing to the camera.
That might be better than being in the room.
Yeah. To a
Well, I
certain
think
extent,
beforehand they used to get them all in the auditorium.
Yeah.
And then you just sing
Like a
in front of them all,
showcase.
which is terrifying.
Yeah, that would be terrifying.
So I
That's what my
did.
showcase was.
I did my 2 songs, and I got a bit of interest from that, which was really nice. And then I managed to narrow them down before my next show, because the next show was Secret Garden, which I was just in the ensemble for. So I was like, you know what, probably not going to get any interest from that. And I was very lucky. I had a nice amount of interest from agents that I wanted to contact me. So yeah, I managed to get an agent through that, and then kind of stayed my way through school, did the rest of the shows, graduated into nothing for like 3 months, 4 months maybe. And that was tough because I saw so many people from my year doing so well. And it just took me those 4 months to get started, and that's absolutely fine. But looking back, I was terrified because it is hard leaving drama school. You're like, oh my God, it's been 4 months. And at that point in my life, I was like, this is the longest time ever.
Yeah.
Because I was working in a pub in Tooting as well. And I was like, nothing's going to come my way.
What I absolutely love the most about this story is that 4 months is absolutely no time at all.
No time at all.
No time at all. And also, like, I had friends coming out of drama school who had nothing for 2.5 years. That was pre-COVID. Like,
that's what I mean.
COVID
I look
added
back now
time.
and I was like, I was so silly.
But
I think
it's true for you at that time, right? You're like, you're
in
so
the
in it.
moment, you're like, oh my God, I've just seen him announce something. I've just seen her announce something. And it's just not happening for me.
And I think that's the most brutal time as well. Like you're just leaving college and like everybody's auditioning for everything. Like everybody's up for everything. And then people are starting to tick things off and you're like, oh, okay, that's one less job for me. Oh, there's one less job.
And you don't know if it's going to happen for you at all, which I think is part of the terror as well, right? When you're like...
You kind of just want to tick that first one and go,
Yeah,
okay.
the first one is
fine.
the one you're waiting for. And then after you're like, okay.
I am that thing.
Yeah, exactly. So I waited like 4 months, did a panto, which is my first one, which is a really nice experience. But again, during
panto.
COVID, it wasn't Dick Whittington.
Sleeping Beauty, right?
I will never accept Dick Whittington.
Was it Sleeping
That's
Beauty?
a lie.
We'll do it now.
It was Sleeping Beauty, yes. So yeah, I finally got that one, which was a nice little
Is it
booster.
Prince? You can technically say you played Prince Philip.
I did, in the original Disney movie.
Yeah. How was that?
Yeah, it was great. It was a really nice first job, actually. I still keep in contact with a load of people from that job. But like I said, it was during COVID, so we got shut down New Year's Eve. So I managed to get a train back and have New Year's Eve in London, which was beautiful. We managed to do the majority of the run, which is really nice. Yeah, it was a really lovely first job. I got to do sing some great songs. I met some lovely people. The town was questionable. It was in Mansfield, Nottingham.
Oh, Mansfield. Oh, UK Productions.
UKP. And yeah, it was, you don't want to be out there too late at night. It's like about 50% of the shops are vape shops or nail salons.
It does tell you a lot about a place. If there's more than 3 vape shops on a street, you're like, huh, A lot of people vape here.
Yeah.
Mansfield does have a good bap shop, like a good like sandwich shop.
it?
Yeah.
I think I've been to that bap shop.
Yeah. I think it's something called, it's something Baps, and it was fantastic. I remember.
I think I've been like the pulled pork one or something. It was incredible.
Yes.
We are now marketing for this shop, and I'm here for it.
I wish I could remember what it was called, but there is a Bap shop.
Something
Mansfield's
Baps.
Something Baps.
Mansfield
Betty's
Baps.
Baps. I'm going to call it Betty's Baps. I think
Okay.
it might be something like Betty's Baps.
But you managed to avoid any drama, late night Mansfield dramas. Ish.
Yeah, I think so. No, I can't think of anything.
Just about.
I can't think of anything that pops up, but yeah, I think we did.
And then you moved on from that to, what was it, to WhatsOnStage Touring?
To the
Strictly Tour.
The Strictly tour, yes.
So you went from being a Prince in a Panto to being the lead vocalist on a tour for Strictly,
Yes.
which is,
Yeah, I couldn't really understand it either.
that's epic, isn't it?
It was really cool. I mean, that was the best audition of my life.
Right.
And I remember it to this day because I'm one of my best friends now is a lady called Grace, and she was in the audition room because she's worked with these companies for years. She's an incredible dancer, but she was in the room, and we had like a dance round and then a song, and then I came back and we had another dance round, and I sang another song. And that final round, I did the dance, and I was like, I nailed that. And I got kept to sing, and then I sung I Want to Break Free, which went very well. And then they were like, what do you want to sing for us? And the song I always say is like the best song I ever sing is Falling by Harry Styles. And so I said, you know what, I'll do that one. And I did that. And I remember seeing Gracie on the floor, and she was just like the face. I was like, okay, this is going very well. Because it's a very emotional song. And this is so funny. But I'd recently broken up with no, had I? No, I tell you what, when I first started singing that song, I'd just come out of a relationship. And so I feel like I was like, I'm going to use all these emotions in the song, and I'm going to put it in. It's going to be heartfelt and everyone's going to cry. And so I kind of kept that acting throughout. And so I remember it going very well, and just seeing Grace, and she was like, I was like, yes.
I actually don't know that song. Do you know it?
It is gorgeous.
Is
I
it?
feel like it's kind of like in my brain somewhere, but I couldn't tell you how it goes.
But you've sold it to me. I'll even listen to it.
Give it a listen.
Now.
It is
I
beautiful.
like Harry Styles. It's not that I'm like,
Harry Styles are
no.
great audition songs.
Are they?
He's got so many that would work really well. There you go.
None of them would work well for me.
I don't know.
No, I know. I know very well. None of them are going to work.
You could do the movement though.
I could do the move.
The Harry Styles like.
The Harry Styles movement. Okay.
Yeah.
Costume and everything.
I am expecting the costume.
Yeah, fine. Okay.
But yeah, I just remember that going very well, and then I never actually got a call about that one. Well, I did, but I actually got an Instagram message from the choreographer. Just being it was at midnight because I'd just finished work as well.
Oh, they were thinking of you.
And he was like, "Are you coming to join us then?" And I was like, "I don't know. I've not had the email."
You're like, why are you messaging me? And also, yes.
Yeah.
What does this mean?
But then, yeah, I got it, and that was really fun. That was really, really fun.
That's
a great show.
awesome. I was wondering if you had to dance in that as well.
I
'cause
did,
it's Such
yeah.
a full-on type of
it
show,
was.
right?
I consider myself a good dancer, but I'd never entered the realm of Latin and ballroom. Luckily, I didn't have to do too much of that. But there was a few moments where there was a jive, or we had a big old Charleston number, which was so good. The choreography was just amazing. I feel very lucky because it just broadened my horizons to something completely different.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, so cool to learn from some of the most amazing ballroom dancers.
Yeah,
that
obviously
there
we
are.
had a Strictly professional on there because it was his tour. And then his partner is now on Strictly, Lauren. She joined a year later on Strictly.
She's amazing.
She's incredible, and she's the loveliest person ever. She's got a heart of gold.
She's an unbelievable dancer.
Yeah.
That is the thing. We had a guest on who was in La Bamba as well, who had a bunch of Strictly people in. And we've had a bunch of people who've done.
I saw it at La
those
Bamba,
type of-
yeah.
Did you?
Good, yeah.
And again, people who get to go, oh, you're a good dancer in for musicals, and then the people who are world champions at one type of dance. You're
that's the thing. So many people in this cast at one point had been world champions.
Wow.
Another guy, so I obviously mentioned Gracie, but another guy from that show is a guy called Luke. And he, to this day, is another one of my best friends. And he is the most insane dancer I've ever met in my life.
Wow.
Anything, pardon me, Latin and ballroom, he is insane.
Wow.
It's it really blew my mind. I remember saying to him, I was like, I could watch you dance all day, because he has so much passion and energy in his dancing. And that was really something I learned a lot from, actually.
I love that.
Yeah,
I find, because I didn't dance when I was a kid, I find when I get to see people who have achieved a level of dance that they can actually, I think it's like instruments or singing to a certain extent. I think you can cheat singing a little bit more. Like when you've mastered the movement, and that becomes so easy to the point where you can actually express something, like truly tell a story through the same movement styles that someone else might do. Someone else might do the same choreography, but yours is different.
He just brings it to life. And they all did on that show. It was really a pleasure to watch. And I felt very honored to be surrounded by such talented people.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wish I'd seen it.
That's so cool.
It was really fun. It was really fun.
I would love to have had that.
I'd say the thing about that one, though,
Yeah.
we toured that, but that was single nighters.
Oh yeah, rough.
Yeah.
So we'd like drive in the day, tech at about 3 o'clock every day, for about an hour, do the show, travel, sleep, travel. It was carnage.
Yeah. It's horrible.
Brutal.
It was rough, brutal.
Not the one, especially for your voice as well, because you're a lead vocalist, right? It's savage for
So
your
it was
voice.
me and a lady called Whitney, and they
Whitney
were
Martin?
Yeah, Whitney Martins. But they were not kind about the song choices.
No, they're like,
oh my.
they're like, here's 10 songs with B flats in them.
Yeah.
They're like, I'm sorry, what?
So Gio loves Queen.
Okay,
and
great.
so about halfway through Act 1, there's like a 12-minute Queen medley. So me and Whitney came on, we did The Show Will Go On. Is that the name of the song? Yeah. The Show Must Go On. Then we did, then she did Another One Bites the Dust. Then we did Crazy Little Thing Called Love. Then I Want to Break Free. And then that was...
Oh, God.
So, Whitney did Another One Bites the Dust. Then I did Crazy Little Thing. Then I did Want to Break Free. And then we went into a big old Motown medley, which again is very up there.
Yeah. All of them.
And so we're singing The Temptations. I never met a girl who makes me... And I was
like, I'll be doing this an octave down today.
Yes.
Never met a girl.
You'll be getting the bass version.
Can I hear for it? Yeah, those shows are rough
It was
for that.
carnage. And because this was only like my second job, I'd never had the worry of like needing to maintain my voice for 4 months straight on this tour. And so that taught me a lot, yeah.
It's really difficult to explain to somebody, especially in drama school when people are coming up, that you're like, yeah, you're currently learning to sing something different constantly, and that's fine. But it is a completely different skill when you suddenly are doing one thing over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. Like, it's just different. It's different physically.
Yeah.
Like if you're doing the same dance every night, like suddenly after 3 months you go, my elbow's ruined, like, and my knees are messed up, and I don't even know why. Like, what's happened?
Yeah.
Like, it's that repeat same exact stimulus that you're like, this is different. So then, what happened between that and you going, I know, let's audition for this TV show?
Well, it was weird because between that and then I got a few more things under my belt, so I was a little bit more confident about my place in the industry, which was nice. And yeah, my agents emailed me about the show, and I was really hesitant at first to sign up because I thought, this is an open call and it's a TV show. Thousands of people are going to apply for this. So like, why would it ever be me? Like I think also at that, I always have a little bit of something at the back of my brain being like, you're good, but you're not great. You know what I mean? Like, there's always a bit of self-consciousness there. And so I was like, you know what? It's probably not going to be me. It's quite an open platform for anything, and ridicule, compliments, whatever. And then I was like, you know what? Actually, it's a great opportunity. If you don't buy a ticket, you don't win the raffle. So let's just apply. And I'm very glad I did.
And so what was that process then? Did they sort of get hold of you through your agent, or did you go and fill the form?
It generally came right through me because it was an open platform. Anyone could apply. It just generally went straight through the person. So the first thing I had to do was like send off a singing reel and a dance reel, and then a little video about myself, about like my hobbies and what I do outside of this. And I was like, what do I do outside of this? And I'm a big old movie guy. So I think I just spoke to the camera for like 4 minutes about movies. It seemed to work, apparently.
No arguing with it.
And then they called me in for a first round. And this was bad, actually. I arrived there at like 4:30 and I had a show of Heather's in the evening. So I was like, I've got about an hour and a half before I need to be there for one. I was like, got a load of time. And it gets to around 6 and I'm like, I'm going to be really late. And so I was like, actually, I might just have to call it and just walk out. But luckily I spoke to the lady at reception. I was like, I have to go for a show. Is there any way they could see me now? And she was like, yeah. I was like, should have done this about an hour ago.
I have to go for a show at 2. It was at 2.
I missed the matinee. So luckily they managed to push me forward, and we were meant to do 2 songs, 3 songs maybe. And they were like, oh, you've got to leave, right? And I was like, yeah. And they were like, just do 1 song. I was like, oh, okay. So again, I did Falling by Harry Styles. And then that was the first one. Then I got called back, and I think I had about 4 rounds maybe at the Thames headquarters. They were the producers of the show. And then we went to the Novello on the Wednesday, which was the final 50 boys. Then the English National Ballet on the Thursday, which was the final 25. And then back again to the English National Ballet on the Friday, which was the final 15 boys. And then they cut a few people towards the end of the day. So there was about 12 of us left. And then we had to wait for... Actually, it wasn't too long. It was maybe just over a week. Because we were meant to find out on the Monday, and they rang us on the Monday, and I went, hello? And they went, yeah, is this Toby? And I went, yeah. And they went, we've not made a decision. And I was like, no! I was away on holiday as well.
And you're like, why are you ringing?
I was in like, I think I was in Amsterdam. And I was like, hello? No thing. And I was like, if this is a no, it's going to ruin my holiday.
Yeah.
If it's a yes, great. But it was neither.
You'd rather not know. There's that time where like, just give me either good or bad news, but at the end. Because otherwise I have to risk, like if I say yes, it's still going to take over your holiday.
Yeah.
Like,
so we found out on the Wednesday, and that was just like the best thing ever.
So then
could not believe it.
Then you were like, I'm in, I'm doing this thing. I suppose when you're getting down to the last 25, there must have been a bit of you going, I might be on this show.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, there was, I could do this, but the last 25 were really strong.
Also, well, you would assume so, bringing it down from thousands of people, but you're like, getting you to sing 3 songs solo. I'm like, Sky doesn't sing 3 songs solo in the show.
No.
like how, what, just, can I sing the song or not? But I suppose if they need to see 1,000 people sing
Lay All Your Love. We did have to do, in one of the final rounds, we had to do Lay All Your Love. I think I sang it about 6 times in a row. Oof. Yeah, and there was a panel of about 15 people, and Martin Lowe came over, who's a genius, by the way. He came over and was like, let's do Lay All Your Love. Did it once. Do this and this? Yes, sir. Do this? Yes, sir. And about the 6th time, you're like, go on, do it again.
You do know there's like
I'm all out of steam.
There's one relatively high note in this, so if we could just not do that bit when we're doing it again, that'd be great. Then I'll do whatever you want.
But yeah, it was just a very long audition process, but it was really fun, actually. It was really fun.
And so I guess because you've done Heathers and stuff anyway. Now, Heathers has its own sort of cult following. Yes. Right, of like very passionate, diehard fans.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming at that point, because you were cover of JD.
Yeah, I was Kurt and then I covered JD. Yeah.
So you also, JD's one of the ones in pants, right?
No, Kurt's the one in pants.
Yes, Kurt's the one in pants.
JD's the other way around.
So I'm assuming
the jacket dude.
Yes, the other one, the one who wants to kill people. So you at that point, I'm assuming had people sort of following you on social media.
Yeah, I think there was maybe around like 4,000 on Instagram or something
that were like starting to be interested.
Yeah, because like you say, the Heathers fans are passionate, so involved with the show. They absolutely adore it.
Which is one of the reasons the show is as popular as it is. Like,
so well.
In fact, the only reason. You know, when you have a fan base like that, you can just like keep going. It's the reason Joseph still is going, because people love it so much. I don't know. I'm just pointing at you. It's the reason.
I was going to say about Joseph, you know my flatmate Ivan.
I do.
I love Ivan.
Legend.
He was in my year at drama school as well.
He's such a lovely guy.
Yeah,
it's so talented.
You saw him yesterday, didn't you?
Great.
Oh no, different. Oh, you mean Ivan Fergon? Is it?
Yeah, it's Ivan Fernandez Gonzalez.
I'm one more time.
Ivan Fernandez Gonzalez.
Rapid pronunciation.
He's got rid of his tash, hasn't he?
Yeah, for the show. It's because he's in. I'm going to see it tomorrow. I'm going to press night tomorrow. Yeah, I can't wait. Because also my other flatmate is playing JD.
Oh my God.
And Ivan is first cover JD. There's 3 JDs under one roof.
What a household.
How cool is that?
Dark house.
That's pretty cool.
I know. It's a big bummer.
Just a bunch of people walking around drinking cold slushies.
They're both method as well. So it's really hard.
Really intense.
Just keep murdering people. So you go from that to suddenly this literal massive TV show, which for musical theatre was really, it's been, how long has it been since they did the last one of those?
I think it was like 12 or something years.
Yeah, what was the last one? Was it Jesus Christ Superstar one?
Maybe.
Yeah.
I vividly remember the Joseph one.
That was the first
Joseph,
one.
there was Nancy. The Maria was the first one.
Maria, then Joseph, then
Nancy,
Nancy.
Maria, Dorothy, Joseph.
Oh, maybe Dorothy was.
They did loads.
There were loads.
I remember that one because me and my
popular.
mum watched it, and then we went to see Lee Mead at the Palladium. So that was really cool. That was also another reason I kind of liked the idea of the show, because I grew up watching that show.
Yeah. I love those shows.
And I remember it so vividly, like when one of the guys would get voted out and they'd sing Close Every Door, and the guys would slowly creep up and take the coat off him.
Do you remember the moon? The one from the moon
one,
from the Wizard of Oz ones.
I'll tell you something, we had an eviction song like that, and it never got shown. So every time someone got evicted's a horrible word, left the program, they would stand in the center of the stage and we'd all be behind them all the time, and they would sing "Thank You for the Music." And then we'd all come in at the end and we'd all have a big hug and send them on their way. And they never showed it. Apart from like the semi-final, maybe. I think Craig and Steph sang it. But yeah, everyone did it. Everyone.
That is awful.
I tell you what, it was so awkward because
it's horrendous.
Because all the audience had left as well by that point. Because there was about, between the final song and the decision, there was probably about an hour and a half.
Wow.
Like, the filming took ages.
Yeah.
And so everyone would have cooled down, had some food, and then you've got, I've got to sing "Thank You for the Music" now.
Wow.
But yeah.
So hit us with the gossip then. There was, a whole bunch of young musical theatre people in a group on a TV show that realistically, what usually happens in that sequence is people end up getting together.
Well, I'll tell you what, there is very little gossip.
That's ideal.
Yeah.
That's less than most shows.
Yeah.
A lot of people think we stayed at the villa where we did the shows. We didn't. We stayed at a hotel.
Well, there were loads of you.
Yeah, there was, the contestants stayed at one and the crew stayed at another.
Yeah.
I tell you what, when we first got there, the boys weren't allowed to meet the girls. And so we had to stay at another hotel, which was the most Benidorm hotel ever. It was called the Michelangelo.
Great.
And
great name.
It was hilarious because all the drinks, we were all inclusive for 2 days. There's no big
not allowed to meet the girls, but
the drinks they were serving was so funny. There was one of them was called a Sex in the Tree. It was it's so close.
Who's done this name? That famous thing people do.
So they were almost the names but they weren't.
Okay. Yeah.
But yeah, there was a little bit of drama there. There was like I said, it was quite small. There was a small pool, and there was a little playground area, and one of the boys was on the swing, and we were shoving him and trying to get him as high up as we can, as lads do. Trying to flip him over. This was about for probably 4 or 5 days before we started filming, and he was swinging. He was like, "Okay, I'm going to jump off." Did it? Jumped off. He landed, but because he was going at such a speed, he fell and he twatted his head. I can't say twatted, sorry, let me start again.
You can say twatted as much as you want.
And he knocked his head on this small brick wall because his legs crumbled underneath him, twatted him, and he went, I said it again.
You can swear as much as you want.
I've told the story so many times, it's ingrained in my head how I say it. But yeah, he jumped off, his legs crumbled, and he hit his head on the wall, and we were all the time stopped.
You're he's dead.
And we were and he kind of got up and he stumbled and he was like, I'm good. He wasn't. He was a bit daisy for about a day.
Wow.
But luckily he was fine to start filming. But that was hilarious.
Why didn't they let you meet the girls?
Because they wanted our first meet on camera.
Right.
Yeah. It's we had to rehearse at separate times. The girls, when we had 3 weeks of rehearsals in London, the girls would rehearse from 9 till 1, and then we'd come in from 1 till 5. And then we'd swap it every day, so we never saw them. There was also everyone was "Oh, who do we think it is?" And we did some snooping because there were some people you could see they'd followed, that you kind of worked it out from. But yeah, we weren't allowed to meet them until the first day of filming.
Wow.
Which is kind of cool. It was a nice surprise that I knew Steph already. She was the year below me at GSA, so that was really nice to see her there.
So I feel like you go through this process. There's not only do you want that job, but more so than ever when you're auditioning for the musical in town, as you'll know, or wherever, or tour, whatever it might be. You go, I just want that job, and then you deal with everything else afterwards. But you're more heavily invested in the other person getting the job than maybe in any other version of the process, right? So how did that go about? Like, because you were paired with different people each week. That to me sounds like a recipe for for horror, because you're going to get on with certain people better. Like, what was it like managing those relationships going through that process?
Well, it was weird because we were very busy. So I think I was out there for about 32 days and every day was full. And so you were constantly doing something and you were always with the people. And so I think we were very lucky that everyone got on as well as they did. There may have been like a tiny little spiff like halfway through, but that was it. And people always are like, surely not. Like, but I'm genuinely serious. Like, everyone got on so well. And so working every day with those people was easy.
Yeah.
And like the TV crew were lovely. Again, there was a few moments there that it was mainly from our part because a lot of the crew had worked on other shows before. Like they'd all done Love Island and Strictly. But for us, this was a bit of a shock to the system because we were like, we've never done anything like this. We're used to auditioning in Dance Attic, not in Corfu.
Yeah. and not with loads of cameras.
With like 30 cameras around us. And sometimes there are a few moments where we had to be like, okay, that's quite hard for us to do. Or, if they make you repeat stuff, or like in a lot of the reality aspects, we'd be having conversations and they'd go, oh, sorry, can you just say that again, but sound a bit more excited?
And you're like, but I don't know what I said.
Yeah, I said it so naturally the first time. And then you say it again.
I can't wait to do the song.
I am so excited for tonight's show.
Yeah. What wasn't excited about that?
You can hear it in my voice. I'm thrilled. No, but there was just things like that, and we weren't necessarily aware that would happen. I think it took us a little bit by shock, but you get used to it because it's such a vastly different thing. But yeah, we were very lucky. Everyone got on so well.
Wow.
It was really nice.
And I guess then when you actually win with your co-star Stevie, right?
Stevie, yeah.
That you're in that position. Like, hopefully you two had a good relationship from that point.
She is like my little sister. Right. She is one of my best friends now, which is great because we've known each other for like a year and a half now. We genuinely get on like a house on fire. She is so great. Quite loud. But no, we have such a great relationship. It's lovely.
It's so tricky to manage those things because that has to then turn into a co-working relationship, right?
Yeah.
And again, in you've had to do this, like when you have to be in a relationship with somebody in a show, you have to manage your personal relationship with that person so well.
I think as well, for one, it really helped us on stage because not only had I known her for a year previously, and then we had 3 weeks of rehearsals, then the show. Like, normally when you only have 3 weeks of rehearsals and you need to find that chemistry with the person you're playing opposite, that doesn't come immediately. So the fact that I'd known Stevie for a long time before then, the chemistry was just there instantly. And it means that like my Sky and her Sophie have such like a beautiful connection. I think it really shows. And so many people come up and say that, like, you two have such good chemistry on stage. And I genuinely put that down to the amount of time we've had together.
Yeah, I think that's glorious. I think it's also helpful to understand, like, the more that you know somebody as a friend, the more that you can understand the way they work and perhaps hopefully gel.
And it says a lot to our like friendship as well, because after the show, we were being sent to a lot of amazing things that I never thought we'd ever get to go to. And generally, it was me and her going together. So not only were we rehearsing together, we were together each other in the evenings, and there was just a lot of time spent together. And the fact that, we still get on so well, and like, I'm not sick of her yet. Yeah. It's amazing.
There's still time.
There's 4 months left.
Yeah, you finish in October, right?
Yes.
Super exciting. Then see what.
Oh, sorry, probably heard
what comes after that. Yeah, I've got a coffee. We'll include.
Stay hydrated.
Is that you get that lovely what's next thing after that. Obviously, we're not going to do that because that's a terrifying thing for every performer to start really thinking about. But how do you stay mentally, physically fit, able and well to do this role every night? Because obviously it's another show where you have to take your kit off.
Yeah, it's 2 in a row now.
Yeah. You're making a habit of this.
I know. Right, I'm getting typecast.
Just so that you can be confident, so that there's not that voice in your head that goes, oh, whatever it might be. Yeah. So how do you stay like confident in that?
If I'm completely honest, I still have that voice at the back of my head all the time. Because I think I have a little complex with my body, because I used to be skin and bone. Completely skin and bone, and only in like my 3rd year of GSA was I probably should pick up the gym a little bit, and I still gym like 5 times a week to this day, and I love it. I'm going through a bit of a period of having little motivation, which comes and goes annoyingly, but I generally gym with a nice plan. Like I started going in when I knew I got Heathers, because I was the guy I played opposite Brandon, he is jagged.
It's always terrifying. You're like, damn.
I always said to him, I was like, save some creatine for the rest of us, lad, please. God. And so I was like, I'm not standing next to him, because he was gargantuan. So yeah, I really kicked it in then, and he PT'd me for a little bit, which was really nice, because I like to think I know what I'm doing, but he really knew what he was doing. So yeah, gym, I tend to eat very well. I like to meal prep, and that's probably about it.
Yeah. Like, realistically, training and nutrition.
Yeah.
Tick.
Yeah, there you go.
That's, you're paying attention to both. Some people are like, I'll never think about it. And you're like, actually, you're doing everything.
Yeah. I need to get better at the nutrition side of things, I think. I like to say I'm quite a good chef. I worked in a restaurant for like 2 years when I was way younger.
Casual.
Love that. I know.
Quite a good chef. Was employed as one profession. It's fine.
I was like 16, 17, I can't remember now. So yeah, I like to make things, but it's so often that I just fall into making the exact same thing.
Yeah.
Like I've got like 3-4 different things that I just make. So I'm like, it's protein, it's carbs, it's your veg.
You're done.
That'll do.
There was a couple of things on your CV I wanted to ask you about. Yeah, we loved in this bit. So skills. I mean, there were so many physical skills on there that I feel like it might be encapsulated by one story. But the ones I really wanted to juggling.
Yeah. Well, when I did the production of Barnum,
everyone says it's always because of Barnum, which explains the tightrope.
Yes. Yeah.
I was like, there we go.
Anyone with tightrope, I'm like, surely
that must be a show.
Probably couldn't do it now.
but it means that you have done.
You've done it.
So it's on
I've
the
done
CV.
it, and I've got photographic proof. Yeah, so that's all that we need.
It's not Photoshop honest.
No. I tell you what, I can juggle very well.
I love that you looked around the room to see.
I was like, what can I juggle? My party trick after I'd done Barnum, if ever I was at a party and I was a little bit, I would get like 3 glass bottles, and I'd go. Because I learned to juggle with like the balls and then the pins and the scarves, and pins are basically beer bottles. So
job done. Fair.
That's pretty cool.
It also says you're a magician.
Yes, I used to do a lot of hours alone in bed reading magic books or YouTube videos.
We'll just cut the end off that sentence.
A lot of hours alone in bed. That as well, but. I just taught myself a load. I used to love it. Again, I haven't done it in a while, but it's like riding a bike. If you give me a pack of cards, I can probably do it.
Damn, we should have bought one.
What, a bike?
Yes. Ding, ding, here it is. Prove you can ride one. That wouldn't go well for me. And then there were a bunch of accents on there.
Oh, God.
Which is one of... I really love these. But I've only written one. It says that you speak Spanish.
Yeah.
Like fluently.
It used to be fluent, definitely. I did my GCSEs and my A-levels and my AS levels. It used to be very fluent, but I've not had to speak it in like 2-3 years.
It does go, right?
So it is a tad rusty, but I can hold a conversation.
That's pretty cool.
Love that. That's very cool.
And I really just wanted to see if I could convince you to give me your Welsh standard accent.
Oh, do you know what's so funny? I lived for 2 years at GSA with a guy called Joe Munn, and he's Welsh. He's from Penarth.
That's where I grew up.
Was it? Yeah. And we always used to take the mick out of him by doing his accent for him. And my favourite thing to go, because he's like very like health and fitness as well. And we'd always go like, Joe, do you want to come out for a pint tonight? But I mean, if I'm being honest with you, I don't think I've got to sing in like 3 days' time, so I don't think I can,
Fantastic.
Yeah, I was going to say that's very convincing.
We'll take it. I don't personally know Joe Mann, but
he's also currently playing Sky as well. He's another Sky.
So there we go.
World Cricket.
That's right. The name rings a bell. In fact, let's move on.
Yeah,
Was that all right?
That was fantastic.
Yes.
Yeah, what score out of 10?
9.
I'll take that.
We'll give it 9.
I'll take that.
Because I don't know, he grew up in Penarth, but it sounds a bit like his accent is a touch north of Cardiff to my ear.
Yeah,
but
possibly.
that could be because that's where his parents are from. So fantastic accent.
Okay, I've got the green light.
You've got the green light. Absolute winner.
We'll have it.
We'll have that. Is anything about fitness, wellness, the industry, anything at all that you'd like to see get in the bin?
Get in the bin. Yeah. Ooh.
Cameras in your face and asking you to say something again. Yeah.
Get in the bin.
Get in the bin.
I think maybe it's just the old thing of like just the standards of what you have to look like to be a professional actor or something like. 'Cause I remember when I was at GSA, being told by my head of MT like you should probably hit the gym, and I was like, oh, okay, and then I did, but like I don't think anyone needs to. If you don't want to, don't do it. As long as you're happy living your life, just do it. Like I go to the gym because I like going to the gym and I like eating foods that are good for me. So that's fine. But if you don't want to do that, you don't have to do it. So don't make anyone do it.
This is the entire thing we keep harping on about. Like, there are things you can do to make yourself better at your job, and then there's things you can do for aesthetic reasons. Yeah. And that's if you want to. Yes, in the bin.
Yeah, that's straight in the bin.
Done. That was easy.
Also, actually,
yeah.
Do you know the guy on TikTok called, what's his name? He's a big, bold dude, and he wears a hat, and he's jacked, and he always replies to videos of like gym etiquette.
Right.
And he's so great for like the gym community. And so if someone's like filming them doing deadlifts and someone walks through and they go, "Oi, you walked through my video."
Yeah.
And he'll reply like, "This is not what we want to see in the gym."
Yeah.
I'm like, "You do not own the gym." But that kind of stuff.
You walk through my video. It's a public space.
You don't own the deadlift rack, mate.
No.
Piss off.
You actually should be asking their permission to film.
Yeah.
But so yeah, he reposts ones like those with like negative gym etiquette, but he also posts loads of really positive ones, which are really nice. So any negative gym etiquette, get in the bin.
We did an entire episode on those.
Yeah, cool.
What of your pet peeves, I think. So I think it's time for us, without you, our challenge for you is to not change your facial expression. We're now going to guess whether we think you have lied, and if so, what we think it was. And we encourage the listeners at home to think back, cast their minds over everything you've said.
Replay the episode.
Back to the beginning and see what they think it is. Bobby, do you have a suggestion?
I do.
Okay, I do as well. What's yours?
The rat story.
Me too, the king rat.
Yeah.
That maybe you did do that panto, but you
weren't scared.
You weren't so scared that you never went back. We're going to place that as our bet. Yeah. Tell us, did you manage to lie?
I did.
And what was the lie?
It wasn't the rat. That's a true story. It's a true story. It was the guy in Greece falling off the swing and hitting his head. Didn't happen.
That's good.
I
was convinced.
100%.
There you go.
Especially when you said I've said this story so many times.
There you go. I planted the seeds.
You really sold that.
Thank you.
Congratulations. You're actually in an elite group who have managed to successfully lie, but also managed to completely get away with it.
I will say that's one of the top 3 lies I've had easily.
In the way I'm honoured.
I don't think I would have ever picked that.
That would never have been my choice.
I would have been like struggling for a few others.
Yeah.
But like,
never
not a
would have
chance.
that one.
Brilliant. Oh, I'm so proud.
Oh my God, that was so good.
He's raging. He's like,
damn, that's amazing.
Yes.
Are you gonna?
Oh yes, time for another game. I'm
Bobby's
too distracted by that. It's time for a game of this or that.
Yes.
So it's a 1 minute lightning round a la Friends. Steffan will give you 2 options. You got to get through them as quickly as you can. Okay. Ready? 3, 2, 1, go.
Eggs or bacon?
Bacon.
White bread or brown bread?
White bread.
The US office or Friends?
US office.
Cardio or resistance training?
Resistance.
McDonald's or Burger King?
Burger King.
Singing or acting?
Singing.
Voulez-vous or Dancing Queen?
Voulez-vous.
Yoga or Pilates?
Pilates.
Family Guy or Love Island?
Family Guy.
Domino's Pizza or Papa John's?
Domino's.
Sport or dance?
Sport.
Alcohol or
Oh,
chocolate?
God, sorry. Chocolate.
Matching socks or mismatching socks?
Mismatching socks.
Coca-Cola or Pepsi?
Pepsi.
Benny or Bjorn?
Or Bjorn.
Game of Thrones or Glee?
Not seen either.
Books or Kindle?
Books.
Clean shaven or beard?
Clean shaven.
Personal chef or personal stylist?
Chef.
Opening night or press night?
Press night.
Sexy or smart?
Sexy.
Shower or bath?
Shower.
Tightrope or juggling?
Juggling.
Dogs or babies?
Dogs.
Snakes or badgers?
Snakes.
Theme park or water park?
Theme park.
Rowing or walking?
Running.
Director or choreographer?
I can't. Redacted.
Bobby or Steffan?
Redacted.
I absolutely loved Redacted.
Redacted is a great choice.
That's the press. That's the PR training.
Redacted, that's been redacted. I'm sorry.
That's the media training.
Redacted.
We're there.
57 seconds.
Was that good?
Yeah, that's damn good.
To get in
Sub a minute.
that
Love
time.
that.
And I was a little slow on some of those as well.
I took a few seconds to laugh as well.
That's a good reason, though, right? Do not do it. Well, thank you so much for joining us, Tobias.
Thank you so much for having me.
Full name there. It has been an absolute pleasure.
That was a blast.
And don't forget, when you listen to this, that you can still go and see Toby in Mamma Mia in town until October. Is there a date?
October 5th.
October the 5th. So book your tickets.
Come and see it.
Yeah, get amongst it.
As soon as possible. And thank you at home or wherever you might be for listening.
Yeah, and if you've enjoyed this episode, click those like and subscribe buttons. Find us on Instagram at Fit to Perform West End. As always, if you've got any questions you want answered, slide into those DMs. I'm going to be in there singing Falling by Harry Styles.
Hey, thanks again for listening. If you like what you've heard, we've been Fit to Talk with our wonderful guest, Tobias Turley.
Thank you so much.
And your hosts, me, Steffan.
And me, Bobby. And if you didn't like it, we've been Joe Wicks. Peace out.